Hi, Holly. How are you doing, love? And hello, everyone that's joining on the replay or just now filing in. Let me share this really quick. And we'll get to the readings and Soul Tribe hangs with our soul soup. All right, here we go. I thought I had my shit together today, but turns out I didn't. I didn't realize I hadn't created the stream until like 5 minutes before. Usually I will get backstage on the computer and on my phone and everything and have that all set up, but I was snacking because I haven't eaten anything yet today. So I was trying to cram a few corn nuts in my mouth. Um, and then I was like, oh, I didn't do the stream. So my bad. But I was back here getting ready and prepped and everything. I just, whoop, that one slipped. But Mercury just went direct today, thank goodness. And we'll be just living in post shadow noise for about a week and a half or so. Hey, Anna. So just we'll all bear with one another until energy starts straightening back out again from this retrograde experience. Okay. You kept refreshing it. Sorry, Holly. That was my bad. Usually I'll remember to do it before bed, even if it's like right. Sometimes I'll be drifting off and I'm like, oh shit. And I'll get up and make it really quick. But that didn't happen. And then I remembered this morning, like, oh, I've got to do the stream. Didn't do it. I was doing other things. So, you know how it goes. All right, that is done. Here we go. Awesome. I know you're on it, Holly. And you've reminded me before, but yeah, I don't know. Mercury. Please don't tell me you have to go to the bathroom right now. The only time she gets up out of bed, my dog, is if she wants to eat, drink, or use the bathroom. But apparently she wants to just climb under the bed right now. So whatever works. And I have so many more birds right now, you guys, because I went to Walmart the other day, finally. Hi, Wendy. And I got some mealworms, just a big old bag of dried mealworms. And I got a feeder to hang in my tree. And it's like a cylinder. Usually it holds the suet cakes, but I decided to get loose worms instead because I know the ingredients in that, and I don't want to give birds stuff they don't need, commercial stuff. So anyway, I put it out there a couple days ago and they are loving it. It's so awesome. The cat and I keep looking out the window. We'll just sit there. It's like our TV. We sit there and watch the birds eat. Hi, Sonia. So yeah, it's been nice. And Andy after the podcast, I went over to take some money to my friend who is fixing my car. And he was in the middle of pulling it apart. And Amanda was standing there. I was talking to Amanda, talking to Andy, watching what he was doing. And everything he's pulling off, he's like, this looks fine. This looks fine. And I look inside the engine and I'm like, dang, girl, you sexy inside. I don't know what you're supposed to look like, but that don't look like a 20-year-old car to me. So I haven't heard anything back from him yet. So hopefully it's not, what they thought that it could be, even if it takes pulling the engine apart to see. Yes, I love the birdies. They're so happy too. And I kind of feel bad because Duncan really wants to hunt them. So I feed them by the house, and then one of my cats wants to kill them. So I feel a little bad, but they're smart. They go flying up into the tree. I feed them right under the tree. So if they see them coming, they just fly up. We haven't had any casualties yet, thank goodness, but I protect the birdies too. I put, protection vibes around them. So it should be fine. Entertain Lyra and myself, and then hopefully Duncan is just too slow. He is a slow moving little giant, so hopefully. Anywho, let's start getting into the reading. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention. except the oracle cards. So I was, yeah, we'll get into it and we'll see. I'll be just as surprised as you guys. Okay. Okay. We're going to start with the bottom of the tarot deck. We have the Light Seers deck again today with Two of Wands showing up bottom of the deck energy. This is talking about um, new horizons, about stepping onto new paths. She has the world right there. She's looking at a travel magazine. You know, she wants to go live that van life. If you're feeling called to that, hey, go for it. Make a travel blog or something, you know. Um, but Two of Wands also can talk about initiation, signing new contracts, but it's generally just new phases of life. And we do have the Fool card showing up right here. I'll get to that in just a second because it's literally like a couple cards next to that. But also we have Ten of Pentacles right behind the Two of Wands. So this is solid, sturdy foundations. This is having everything that you want, need, and desire. This is that happy home life, happy family. Um, but it may come after this confusing period we've all been in, you know, with that Seven of Cups showing up, confusion, maybe spoiled for choice, having too many choices, having too many options. That can really hinder us. I know it can hinder me. Um, so, you know, neurodivergent, you're taking in all of this information. So this could come as clarity after a period of confusion, I just heard, or a period where your strength was tested, strength card in the reverse. But all of these things are contributing to your overall growth. Seven of Pentacles. Look, all of those pentacles that you planted are taking root and now they're finally beginning to sprout. They're starting to bear leaves. Next, they're going to blossom and then they're going to bear fruit, you know, but you have to make sure that like we had the bee, was it yesterday or one of those days? We had the bee card come out of the Divine Animal Oracle that I used. And it talks about pollinating your flowers, right? It talks about tending your seeds and pollinating your flowers so that they can bear fruit. You're at the college and couldn't find a working plug-in for the charging cord. Oh no. Love you, Susan. Hopefully you can find a plug-in. Ask somebody. That's what I do. If I can't find it, I'll ask somebody. I don't care. I'll grab a student and say, hey, do you know where any charging ports are or any plugins? So maybe try that one. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles. This is talking about a growth cycle. You've already done the hard work. You've already done, here's a wasp. It's not a bee, but it is right behind this card I just pulled, bottom of the deck energy with past, present, and future. That could bring up things that cause you to feel anger, frustration, maybe the struggle lately, maybe the difficulty, maybe with your vehicle breaking down or something, you know? Maybe you're over it. Maybe it's like, frustration. When is this going to end? But it's the past, present, and future. It's all colliding right now. And because you're shifting timelines, because you are doing the work, you're healing the past, you are bringing that through to your present. So you are, in effect, healing your present as well. But it's also setting you up for your future. You're healing your future simultaneously because time isn't really a thing except for humans, right? Hey, Jay. So heal your past in your present so that you can heal your future also. Um, Psychic development right behind that, also bottom of the deck energy. You have been listening to your intuition, you've been honing your intuition, and if you haven't been able to hear your intuition, at least you've set the intention to listen to it, right? To, be open to being able to hear it. Hey, princess. So High Priestess right here, you're connected. You're tapped in, even if you don't think you are. A lot of people, okay, but someone I'm picking up on right now is not like, you don't know that your intuition is speaking to you. You might have a lot of mental chatter. You might have, overactive mind. You could be neurodivergent in some way, right? We all are, basically. um, but that can be kind of difficult to decipher what's intuition and what's all of these different thoughts, these different voices of me that are thinking all of these different, thought trains in different directions. Um, you're about to understand I'm getting a pivotal. a pivotal time, a pivotal moment, something that kind of like sparks this understanding within yourself, probably as a result, hey Matt, of going within. Retreat card here. That's going within, that's meditating, or that's just shutting out the external stimuli and setting the intention to be with yourself. Being all alone is all one, okay? Alone is all one. So being alone, um, it can be difficult for a lot of people. A lot of people tend to feel lonely if they're alone. I personally don't. I enjoy my own company. I've always been that way. So I've never really understood that to a very deep degree, right? Um, but I know it's a really human thing. So if you are having difficulty being alone with yourself because you feel lonely or because it's scary being alone and not having any other person or soundboard or, background noise or anything, get a cat. Okay. Cats are really good teachers, and you never feel alone when you have a cat in the house, right? But also, cats will teach you how to love without possession, because you never possess a cat. A cat can possess you, but you're not a cat owner. Anyone who has cats knows this about cats. You are owned by your cats. Everything that you own is not yours, it's your cats. Okay. So um, maybe tapping into that energy, maybe you already have cats, but tapping into that energy of how they can be so self-sufficient yet, community focused. They take care of one another, they groom one another, they make sure that each other's taken care of, and you're the feeder. Hey Suzanne, driving home from work, awesome. Make sure only to comment whenever you're at a stoplight. So you're seeing things clearly. We have the King of Swords energy, and we do have a lot of masculine energy showing up right now, bottom of the deck. We have masculine cards showing up also on the Shamanic Healing Oracle. But that King of Swords, it's like he's gained that wisdom. The owl's on that card. He's gained the wisdom. His bracelet has feathers on it, talking about lightness. There's a bat, I think, or a dragon or something flying in the background. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but it looks more like a dragon than a bat to me. So you could be having the dragons come in and bring you clarity, help you, work with you in your meditations and things. If you're feeling like you're connecting somehow with the world of the dragons, okay, with the realm of the dragons, then set intentions to meditate, or set intentions when you meditate to connect to dragon energy. And they trust what you receive, okay? Trust what you receive. Trust how they appear to you too, because they might not look the way that you think that they should, okay? Oh, thank you, Wendy. Um, so just be open. You are connected. You are the high priestess, whether you're male or female, does not matter. Okay, high priestess is just being in that psychic energy, that divine feminine wisdom, that openness to receive. And we have the Fool card. I told you we were going to talk about that in a second. With so many bottom of the deck cards wanting to talk, though, you are on the precipice of this new world, this new path that's leading to that Ten of Pentacles. If I can get to it under the bottom of the pile here. That Two of Wands, okay? With the Fool card, they're saying go, do the thing, jump, okay? It's your Ten of Pentacles waiting to happen. You have to manifest it. You have to take that divinely inspired action. But in order to receive the instructions or the opportunity, you have to be in that divine feminine wisdom, right? That open to receive. So balancing the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, just like we talked with Steph last week about. And if you missed it, go back and watch that episode. All of my episodes are available on YouTube forevermore, okay? But Facebook is deleting them after 30 days. So if you're seeing this past the time that it's allowed or available on Facebook, then go over to my YouTube channel. It's there for you. But you're embarking on this new journey that's leading you towards your Ten of Pentacles. Cats own you. Notice how they train you. Yes, cats will train you. Yes, 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 they do. Your cat no longer trusts you. Aw. That's because you have to be the mama to give her medicine. That's why. It's not that she doesn't trust you. It's she knows she doesn't like it, but it's okay. It's for her own good, so she'll understand. Um, so any kind of divine inspiration right now, any ideas, epiphanies, these could be happening, these could be surfacing right now because Mercury went direct today. Thank the gods, right? And then we have Venus that did she already go direct? I think she already went direct, right? Or maybe sorry, my brain is kind of in between like what time everything happens. So anyway, if it hasn't, it's gonna really soon. So you might start to really receive that clarity with that King of Swords that we just had down here. Um, things go direct. We're not revising, we're not going back over, revisiting things. But remember, post shadow energy can last for a week and a half to 2 weeks. So be mindful. You might still have some people coming back around in situations and things. As I say that, I look over and we have 6 of Cups, bottom of the deck. Okay. So, that inspired action, that epiphany or that inspiration or that idea, whatever it is, act on it. Okay. And it could be something that's coming back around, an idea or some type of situation that's coming back around that maybe you weren't ready for it back then, or that situation wasn't quite right. Some of the details still needed to be worked out. But now that things are going direct, now that you have gained that wisdom, you King of Swords, you with that owl, right? You're seeing it clearly, you understand, you've been through it, you've gone over the lesson review. It's like, okay, I've got this down, I'm good. Now I know how to start from a more successful footing, is the way that they're putting it. So, very well could be a situation or something that you tried or an idea that you thought of before, but now it's like, oh, now I didn't know how to put this idea into action before, but now I realize, oh, I can do it this way and I can put all of these things together. I can do all these things, whatever it is. So, you have all the tools, the ingredients, and the instructions now. It's like, you might not have seen it before, but now you're like, oh, okay, I have it. I got it. Now let's formulate a plan and let's execute this plan. Um, this lesson, these experiences that we've had, maybe you made a decision that you're regretting. We have the Judgment card in the reverse. Page of Cups also in the reverse. Maybe you took an ex back, or maybe you went over to their house. I don't know what you do. That's your business. But maybe it backfired and you're like, okay, all right, now I really learned the lesson. Or maybe you chose to entertain someone that's a very similar energy to a past person, just a different flesh suit. And you're like, I thought I saw that in that person. Okay, now that I've experienced this mistake during retrograde, I really learned the lesson and now I can really apply that to my life moving forward. So you're being more discerning with the people that you choose. I saw discernment somewhere. Oh, I did. Bottom of the deck over here again. So using your discernment, this was meant to be a lesson. It's a training module. It's to teach you the lesson, but also you may be um, moving towards in the direction of teaching others in some way. Don't think that you are not worthy, that you're not capable, that maybe you don't have the experience, but you have the desire, you have the drive, and you've been doing the research. So why not start? You don't have to be perfect to begin with. I wasn't perfect when I first started doing like public readings. Okay. You need chocolate. I need chocolate too, Matt. Eat some chocolate for me. But like whenever I first started doing public readings, I think I've started uploading those to YouTube because I created my channel, the one I'm using now. Um, and I started to just put videos on there. I didn't have an audience. I didn't have anyone watching. Maybe like a handful of people that knew me might have watched a little bit of it. I don't know. I haven't even watched those videos ever. So I have no idea what they're like, but I'm sure that I was very novice, at reading at that time. And that was publicly the first time I ever read for anyone in a public sphere. So, being the person that prefers behind the scenes, prefers not to be in the spotlight, all of those things. Hi, Jeff. Um, it it was really weird. It's like you get this camera on you and you're all of a sudden it's recording anything that you could do before just fine. Now you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know? Um, so it's like, you're being perceived. So like, oh my gosh, it all just kind of it's pressure. So you have to move through that, right? You have to learn um how to overcome things like that and just continue to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to get an audience. I didn't really fully want to, you know. I was just really questioning myself. And then I started working for um, online psychic websites, and having to deliver like a 30-minute reading in 3 minutes because, hey, they only have this 3 minutes that they're getting for free, and then they'll buy more minutes and actually pay you for your reading if if what you're saying is good, if they want to keep hearing more. So me being who I am, I always just like delivered the most information like bop, 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 in the little bitty amount of time that I had. So that had me on my toes, that had me practicing daily. So I was becoming more comfortable and being able to speak much quicker without tripping over my tongue all the time, so it takes discipline. We had that card. Yep, we had discipline showing up here. So it takes discipline. It takes dedication to your path. Like, this is what I knew I wanted to do. This is what I enjoyed. Hi, Catherine. But I didn't enjoy other people seeing me do what I love to do. And then you guys have been watching me for like a year and a half now, most of you. So it's just really evolved where I first began in the first videos that I ever uploaded. By the way, I removed those, so I didn't want to have those on there anymore. Um, but I had to start somewhere, So start somewhere, even if you don't feel like you know exactly what you're doing, or even if you're kind of tripping up because you're not quite sure of yourself yet, you're not confident yet, keep doing it, because the more you do it, the better you get at it, or the more comfortable you get, right? The more it's gonna just flow. So get comfortable with the ideas of the future that you're building, because you're tapping into unlimited possibilities. There's unlimited potential here. Okay. And you are literally grounding that down into the physical, because you are a spiritual antenna. You're a magnet. So whatever you're thinking about is what you're going to attract. Whatever you are focused on is going to manifest. You're just, sometimes it takes a little while to generate enough energy to get it to tangibilize, and a lot of that has to do with whether you're fully believing in it or not. And sometimes it takes us a while, especially if we're more dominantly left brained. So that's where affirmations come in. That's where visualization comes in. That's where faking it till you make it, not in everything. Okay. But getting to Lulu with your manifestations, really opening up to believing, to being open to these things happening. And the more you stick with it, the more you're going to, physically, your brain, your thought function, and everything else is going to follow suit, because that's the energy that you are putting out. That's the energy that you're projecting and that you're working with here. Even if it's not very potent at first, that's okay. Just keep going. And then you'll start to really see everything change. And then you'll start to really get confident in your abilities. And that's where it really takes off. And that's what we're building to, is instantaneous manifestation. But it starts with each individual, and every individual understands and experiences their worlds differently. So there's no real one size fits all method of even manifestation, because all of our minds work differently. We're all composed of star stuff, but it's different star stuff. You know what I mean? So we can say, hey, this is what works for me. This is how, and if you relate to it, then, you're going to catch on to that quicker. But that's the same as, go like with gurus or with advisors or anything like that. You want to go towards the ones that resonate with you, the ones that vibe with you, that you can really understand, that are really tapping into your specific energies. And then maybe the way that they describe manifestation, it just all of a sudden it clicks within you, and you wouldn't have gotten that from any other person, teacher, practitioner, whatever. It had to come from that specific frequency because you're on that wavelength. Okay. So for whoever that's for, we have, ooh, I like this. Stone of Destiny, life path, ambition, passion. Yes. It literally says that. So, Stone of Destiny, you are weaving your destiny. You are walking your path, your blueprint. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. This is legacy energy. We've been talking about legacy energy. And with that 10 of Pentacles that showed up, in the beginning of the reading, oops, with the Two of Wands behind it. But that is legacy energy. That is tangibilizing your legacy. That's being solid in everything that you create and having everything you want, need, and desire. Happy home, happy family, all of these things. This is part of your legacy. You're not meant to come here and suffer, to work your ass off for pennies, if that. You're here. Seriously, man. Bums. Okay, we had a troll. Ignore the comments. No one offers readings in this podcast, my beloved. So legacy, it ain't your legacy to be a troll. Go create your own shit and then attract your own clients. All right. But the Stone of Destiny, edge, take a chance, do something different. It's going to take that divine inspired action with that masculine energy that showed up in the beginning. But you need to be balanced in your masculine and your feminine. You need to know when to take charge, when to lead, when to, seize opportunities or create opportunities. But you also need to know when to sit back, when to, magnetize these opportunities to you. Just believing that they're doing it on their own, and then you start to see them tangibilize. It's really, it's a beautiful dance between the masculine and feminine energy, and we all have both within us. So embracing both and knowing, using that discernment, knowing when to oh, hey Shauna and David. Beloved, please. For real, Catherine. Go create your own shit, get your own audience, and then sell your readings, right? But they're just, they're just the scammers, trolls, whatever. You're grounding your destiny into your reality. As we speak, we create. Abracadabra, bitches. Okay. You're grounding it. Maybe do some spell work. Spell work is a beautiful way, crystal grid work, any kind of anything. Okay. Even if you're like, oh, I don't want to be associated with witches or blah, blah, blah. Witches are magic folk. Okay. It's just a negative connotation to that word. Witches are priestesses, priests, anyone who is connected with the divine without using that middleman, anyone who uses plant magic to heal the body instead of pharmaceutical, chemical toxic concoctions created in labs by people that don't know any better. That's witchcraft. Check your history books, my love. Okay. Holistic therapies are considered witchcraft. So, anyone watching this podcast, we're all witches here, like it or not. Okay. That's what society says. So, do some witchy shit, do some tangible shit if you feel drawn to. You can do it intuitively. You don't have to go look up, spells or anything like that, or anything anyone else created. You can use plant essences, plants, you can use crystals, you can use just your mind, setting your intentions, but doing some kind of a physical ritual, just like blowing out birthday candles, right? Just like they do in communion with eating crackers and grape juice and saying they're eating the body and blood of Christ, which is pretty fucking disgusting if you ask me. I always thought that when I was a kid in communion. I was like, I'm really hungry and really thirsty right now, and this is just a tiny bit, but at least it'll do for now. But then I was like, that's gross. Why are all these people pretending that they're eating some dead person's body? I, it was always really super morbid. Are we still? I banned them on the restream end of things. Hold on. Let me block the bitch. in Facebook. Okay. Get a life. Okay. Blocked him. Shosh Mafia King, and it's a female picture. See, they're just trolls and scammers. Alright, cool. I just got rid of him. I blocked him on the restream part, but apparently it didn't translate over to Facebook. But I got him on Facebook, so we're good. Yeah, it's gross, right, Wendy? I don't know, but that's a worse that's a worse ritual than like you say you love Jesus, right? And you're praising him and all of that, but you're praising his murder weapon that he was unalived with, and you're eating him. You're a cannibal, like you're pretending to eat a dead guy. How is that love? Like if you were a parent, which a lot of us are, if you're a parent and then your kid is like, thank you, Sonia, your kid is, had something like awful like that done to them, you're not going to go try to eat a piece of them, right? So I don't see how it makes sense to people, but whatever. I just got a text message banner from Mikey because he's on my do not disturb okay list, so his messages will still come through. He said that they can't find the issue, so they're pulling the whole motor out. So send vibes to him, guys. Epiphany, realizations, quick fixes, whatever you can. Anyway, grounding here and now. Yeah, not following the right God, that's for sure, because that's insanity. I don't understand how people don't question that. It is draconian. It is so weird. And they're taught that, oh, this is because we love him. Really? Would you do that to your child or your family member or someone that you loved? No. Then why are you doing it? Because it's a ritual that's been passed down for hundreds of years? Get a life. Grounding. You're grounding your legacy, okay? But first you have to surrender, let go, let it flow. Because anything that you're chasing is running from you, dear. Anything you're chasing is running from you. So stop chasing. Surrender to the flow. Surrender to whatever is happening right now. The changes that are taking place in your life, whatever they're bringing up for you, move through it with as much ease as you can, as much balance as you can, and move forward. We have the discipline card. We're going to pull that one up again. I wonder if they really ate him. That would be disgusting, but they really didn't start like praising him and creating religion after him until almost 100 years, or just I don't know, somewhere around 100 years after his death, after his, what they say was his death. So yeah, weird shit. Felt weird when I was raised up Catholic. They literally say accept the body of Christ or something like that right before you eat the. Yeah, I went to Catholic mass before, and they gave these like wafers. They were a circle and they had crosses on them, but they tasted like styrofoam. And I was like, they're making us eat styrofoam. Discipline, staying on your path no matter what comes along, no matter what rocks you, maintaining that balance as you move forward, because we are still in a period of shedding a lot of things. We're still going to be experiencing a lot of post shadow energy also. So the air is clearing right now, yes, but it's not going to be to the point where, of full clarity after having this eclipse season and retrogrades, until probably, I would say, about a month from now is what they're showing me, kind of like around a month approximation. Not forgotten, messages from spirit and unbroken connection. I think we brought up yesterday how someone might be feeling that they don't have their guides with them, or that they're lonely, or they don't have anyone around to support them. Their spirit team checked out, they don't hear their intuition, whatever it is. Absolutely not true. But whenever you're believing that you're not receiving this, but you're also chasing it, it's going to always elude you. Okay. It's always 10 steps ahead because you believe you're not connected. You believe you're not receiving it, and you're also chasing it down. So, how are you going to be in that divine feminine receiving mode? So, it's time to really connect with yourself, your higher self, and your spirit team. Your spirit team is here supporting you, giving you messages, showing you synchronicities, but you just might not be able to see it right now. Maybe you're in a fog, maybe you're experiencing a lot of difficulty, so it's difficult for you to have the clarity to see. So just, continue to move forward, continue to um, maybe doing like exercises, or they're talking about very physical, tangible ways of doing things today. So getting into divine feminine energy, um, nurture something. Um, I know that's an act of doing, of giving, but it will help you to get into that space of not chasing, right? You're tending some, even a plant. Get some plants, okay? Or an egg. You know how they had us, not all of us, because I didn't do this, but a lot of kids had to like carry around an egg for a week at school so they could learn how to be a parent or something, which misses the mark. But uh, nurturing something, caring for something, especially yourself. Okay. But if we're looking outside of ourselves right now to nurture something, just do it. Get a plant. Make sure that you're taking care of it. Get a few plants, it'll take up quite a bit of your time. Trust me. But getting into that nurturing and then being able to give that to yourself and being open to receiving that from others using your discernment, because not everyone who wants to nurture you in the moment really wants to be there for the long haul. You know what I mean? They want you to think that they want to be that person for you, and then they leech off of you. We know the whole scenario, so just don't slip into that kind of thing. But you have an unbroken connection. We've already talked about that. You're connected, that high priestess. Okay. You are a seer. You see for yourself, but sometimes we can disillusion ourselves to the point where we think that we're forgotten, but you're not. Okay. So don't forget your connection. Temple, the wisdom within, quieten external noise. And we've been saying this for a while now. Sit in nature and just enjoy. You will see spirit show up. I sat yesterday and asked questions, and butterflies kept showing up. I love that. I've been, watching the birds out the window and feeding the birds, so I've been providing for them with the masculine energy, but then I've been sitting there and just watching them and, you know, talking to them telepathically, telling them how pretty they are and how I love them and they're safe and protected and healthy. I speak all of the good things over the birds. So I love that, Suzanne. Temple, the wisdom within, quiet and external noise. Go sit out in nature, connect with Gaia. It's a great way to tap into that divine feminine energy because Gaia herself is divine feminine. Abundance, when you tap into that divine feminine energy, you're open to receive, arms outstretched, ready to receive it, right? Receiving that abundance, baby. That abundance is your birthright. No matter what you've been programmed to believe, abundance is your birthright. It's all of our birthright. A state of plenty. Moving from that space of lack. This is what we're shedding, lack in any areas of our lives right now because we are the ones. We are divinely orchestrated in such a way as to activate our individual abundance, right? And then as we activate others, we activate one another. So, ooh, I like this. I love how this is going now. Support. We've got those three women here supporting one another, celebrating. They're celebrating the abundance all around them. Let's all begin to celebrate all of our abundance all around us. Get a manifestation buddy. Use your chat GPT if you use that. Chat GPT, AI little buddy, is a great way to help manifest. They will come up with affirmations. They'll give you ideas for rituals and things like that. They'll write it out for you if you want, but I don't like to do anything anyone else tells me to do. So I'll be like, here, why don't we bounce some ideas off of each other, and then I'll go do whatever it is that I feel intuitively I want to do. So, and I love this. I didn't realize we had this card out here, and I just talked about this. Releasing the past, emerging, transforming, energies transmuted. You've transmuted. You've experienced all of those instances of lack, all of those reflections of that belief that you were ever in lack before. You're releasing those. You're shedding those. You are embodying abundance. And you have the support of yourself, your spirit team, your guides, your soul soup. We're here, right? Soul soup. So let go of anything that's hindered you, anything that's traumatized you, anything that has beaten you down. Move through it. Don't spiritually bypass it. Do the shadow work. But I know all of you guys here have been doing the shadow work. So don't hold on to it after you've done the work on it. Let it go. Release it. Okay? It no longer deserves a place in your present. That's why we said release the past, they said. All right, we have the Three of Cups showing up in the reverse. And this is kind of, it seems counterintuitive because it's right next to that support card with basically Three of Cups card. But it's showing up in the reverse, but it's talking about releasing the past. And past could be people, or just energies, thoughts, thought patterns. I know I'm having a fucking brain fart. You know, the things that you do, patterns, behavioral patterns. Okay. There we go. Got it. It was a slow start. Releasing behavioral patterns, old limiting beliefs about yourself or others or about the world that you live in, whatever it is. These things may be very difficult things, causing you to be in fear of lack or be existing in lack. Those things might be happening right now to a lot of us to get us to a point where we trust, where we just know, you know what, it doesn't matter what kind of obstacle comes my way. I know I'm taken care of. I know I'm supported. I know I'm abundant. I don't have to fear lack. You're forgiving that. Maybe you need to forgive lack or forgive yourself for believing in lack to begin with. However you choose to make peace with it and release it is up to you. The things that I tell you, the things that I discuss are things that resonate with me, things that work for me, or things that I can understand and then be able to convey the idea to others who might be able to absorb it in a way that I can communicate. Hi, Cassandra. Card says what we are doing right now. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Matt. I love that. So we're integrating, we're releasing these things. We are setting the intentions for our experience moving forward. We are accepting ourselves and loving ourselves past, present, and future. Wherever that card went, it was there to begin with. If you guys were here in the beginning, you know. If not, then just trust us. Integration, card number 33. You're integrating these things, and it's the year of the snake, baby. We've been snaking. We've been shedding that skin like nobody's business. Can you believe it? Whew. What a decade this year's been, right? So we're culminating cycles. We're closing them out. We're releasing what no longer serves us, what no longer supports the paradigm that we want to live in, which is the new earth paradigm at this point, right? We're done with the old. That shit's tired, worn out, played out. Get it out of here. Get the residual off, wash your hands of it, and let's fucking create this new shit. Because now that we've integrated, now that we've healed, now that we've brought things full circle, it's unlimited possibilities, my babies. Unlimited fucking possibilities. And there's two tree cards here side by side. I didn't even realize that. But the unlimited possibilities and the teaching card. Trees. Okay. Connected at the roots. They share nutrients. They nurture one another. They're connected in ways that are beneath the surface in subtle ways, in subconscious ways. Okay. So connecting with others in these subtle ways, connecting with yourself, with your subconscious, with your unconscious also. Um, that's gonna take some triggers. That's gonna take some things coming to light. That's gonna take you receiving some messages or some insights that you really don't want to face. Okay. Look at her. She's pouring that cup out with her foot. She's like, I don't even want this shit. She's crying over it. But guess what? You can overcome it. You can move through it. You can transmute this shit so it doesn't come back around again. But it's all up to you. What are you going to choose? They said leave it at that. What are you going to choose? Ooh. It's a time of choices, of decisions. There's a real, you know how Dolores and a lot of other people talked about the split when the new earth is birthed? It's a consciousness split. It's not a physical actual split where you're going to go to this planet and they're going to be on that planet. They're all going to be suffering and writhing and fire and brimstone and all of that madness. Not what it's going to be like whatsoever. It's a splitting of consciousness. Okay. And what are you going to choose? I like how they ended that. A little bit of tough love. What are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? It's like the Notebook. That what does he say? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Oh man. I feel that moment right there. Thank you, Matt. We only 4 months in. I know. Oh my gosh, I know. What a decade this year's been already, and we're only 4 months in on Atlanta. Whew. Heavy lifting, guys. We got this. We're bodybuilders. Anywho, we're just gonna do some chit chats today. Because I gotta leave in like about 30 minutes to pick up my children from school. Heard the same from the Galactic Federation of Light about it being the splitting of consciousness. Yeah, it's not an actual like physical split. We're not going to have a new Earth and an old Earth like chilling in the same solar system, like next to each other. Love, new, out with the old. Yes. So that's exactly what it is. It's a splitting of consciousness, and we are creating our own worlds. We create our own world, our own circumstances. We are the major player, the main character in our own world. But we're also here interacting with other people and other people's worlds. So that's how we learn. That's how we're connected, but we also create our own circumstances. So if you have a bunch of people that are creating positivity, that are doing their work, that are overcoming fear and overcoming the programming and the negativity, and they're tapping into their gifts and everything's coming online and their life is shifting into something majestic and beautiful. And then you have these other people that are constantly complaining and nagging and bitching and fighting and us versus them, and I don't like the color of your skin, and I don't like the freaking party that you believe in government. What are those called? You know what I mean, you get the gist. So like left wing, right wing, oh, you're the same bird, you're all connected. Okay. It's a puppet show. It's just a puppet show. So if you have these different polarities in consciousness, what we know about frequency and vibration, you cannot exist in the same space as someone that's not even close to your frequency. Not going to happen, whether it's higher, lower, good or bad, whatever. It doesn't matter. Or indifferent. It doesn't have to be good or bad. There's people that are really amazing that don't work together, don't ever come across each other's paths because they're doing their own thing. They're in their own frequency, and it doesn't mean one's good or bad. They just are. They got different jobs. They've got different functions. That's it. Hey, Patrick. Um, so we're going to have this major splitting of consciousness. What do you think happens whenever you are choosing lower frequencies all the time? One situation after the next, across the board of your whole life, your entire circumstance, you're going to manifest negativity, more negative stuff, more, more and more. Eventually, these people will not be vibrationally resonant to be on this plane, right? Because the frequency is shifting so high that their physical vessels will literally not be able to handle that. But this period that we're going to be experiencing is where everyone still has time to get on board. They can see how well it's going for others and see them creating, and they can do all the work to get there too. They can exist here at the same time and do the work to get there too, and it'll be much faster for them. Yeah, because we've done a lot of work collectively as volunteers. We've done a lot of work, so there will still be people, coming on board the ship basically. And once it gets to that point where the frequency is so high that a lot of these more analog bodies that haven't done the work to restructure to the crystalline, the vessels are just not going to be able to handle it, and we'll start seeing transitions and things like that. It's not going to happen for a really long while, so please don't be afraid of that, for your family or loved ones or anything like that. You guys are welcome. Thank you, Anna. So yeah, I kind of lost track, but I think I fulfilled what I was trying to say. So we have, and I love you for all. Oh, we love you, Matt. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to throw in on that topic? It's a good topic to talk about. We're in it, might as well. And all of us are experiencing these different energies. We're having a lot surface. I know for myself personally, like, y'all know that my car is very important. My vehicle is important to me because I need to be able to go do the things that I need to do, being the one and only that, takes care of the household, the children, my whole life. But I have also a sentimental attachment to my vehicles. I just love them. And I was really sad, with my vehicle before this one. The whole transmission needed to be rebuilt again. And I wasn't about to do that for a second time because I had already had the transmission rebuilt. So that one, it just wasn't going to be a good thing for me to continue to dump money into. So that allowed me to kind of let it go. And I really just kept it on my property until someone driving by saw it, and it didn't have a for sale sign or anything. I didn't have it up for sale or on anything. And he just came up and knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, I'm passing through. Are you trying to sell this truck?" And I was like, "Sure. You want it?" So I kind of eased myself into letting go of my past vehicle. But with this one, I love this one, and it's really good. And it only has maybe 150,000 miles on it, and it's 20 years old. So if anyone knows anything about cars, that's really good. That's not a lot of miles for an old car, and it still runs really well, still, serves a great purpose, and it's comfy, and it's like all the windows are tinted. It's my vibe. So this whole ordeal had me like freaking out. But I had my moments. It took me about 2 hours to rebalance because, panic. I used to have really bad panic attacks, and sometimes, not very often, but from time to time. No, it's not a diesel. It's not. Um, but I still have triggers with certain things. And turns out my vehicle was one of those. And I didn't get quite into the panic attack, like the hyperventilating and all of that. But the feeling that was coming over my body was like that. And I was crying for like 2 hours off and on. Like, I would dry it up for a couple of minutes and then the tears would just flow. So, Jeez Louise, these people don't have a life. Sorry, guys. Let's wait for that comment to finally register through so I can block them. Okay. Go on trolls. Oh, that's right. I need to set the videos and only established can comment. But you blocked. What's up with all the trolls today? Mercury goes direct and they're like, just a few more. Good one, Matt. All right, let's see. Who can comment? Only my people. That's it. Oh, that was funny. I love you, Matt. Oh, you guys are awesome. So yeah, using myself as an example, I had to work myself through that, knowing what I know and being, teaching what I teach. I allowed myself to feel that because I knew I needed to, and I needed to purge that because obviously I was holding it somewhere. So I was letting that emotion come through, all of the emotions. There's always a spectrum of them, it's not just one. So I did that and I purged it. And then I was like, okay, pull your panties back up, girlfriend. We got shit to do, So I rebalanced myself. I, went through and worked out and filed those things away, integrated them, and look at all the solutions that have found me. And I don't know, there's nothing wrong with my engine, apparently. It could be, I don't know, behind the engine somewhere, but the whole engine's been pulled out and is in pieces. So something's going to be found, and I'm excited for it. I'm really optimistic about this. So that's my process for being able to go from a really shitty situation where it's like almost panic attack mode. Your belly hurts from laughing. That was awesome, Matt. So that's my process. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe, you need to add some additional steps, or maybe you need to pivot and change some things. Maybe nothing that I talk about works for you. So um, work out your own method of moving through these things, of transmuting them, about integrating them, and then help others. If you feel like you have insight and you want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel, or start doing Facebook lives or whatever other social medias, TikTok, that's a thing. All of those things, do those things. You don't have to be perfect at it right away. And if you're trying to compare yourself to me, if you were on my YouTube channel before I took down the first videos that I had uploaded, then you'd be like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. I can do this. Okay. Because I don't know, like I said, I didn't watch any of those even after I recorded them the first time. I never watch the videos of myself. Some of them, like if they're channelings that I want to see what Water said, because I like to, I'll go back and I'll watch them. But I don't often do that. So, oh, love you, Susan. Have a good rest of your day, darling. So yeah, just start somewhere. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes, you're going to learn from those mistakes and become better. I don't know why it's been programmed. Oh, I know why, but it's ludicrous that it's been programmed into us that making mistakes is a bad thing. Making mistakes are good things because we learn from them. And yeah, we can have some shitty experiences, some unpleasantries associated with any mistake we make, or any decision that we reflect on and we judge as a bad decision, but none of them are really bad. They're all something to learn from. And I know that there's going to be people that are, oh, Katie, love you, good night. Oh, she's telling Susan good night. Sorry, Katie, I thought you were leaving. My bad. um I should read slower. But anyway, making mistakes is a good thing. I've made so many mistakes. You guys have seen me make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't try to be. I can just show up and do the best I can with good intentions to help others outside of myself, and also help myself in the process, because I channel some shit that I'm like, oh, I should probably listen to that one. I should probably take that advice. Or thanks for the reminder because I didn't know that that was something I really needed to hear today and it came out my own mouth. But it's not me. It's I'm channeling. I'm not perfect. I do walk the walk. Anything that I teach, you best believe that I've done it and I've probably mastered it. And if I haven't, then I'm kind of going through it and I'm telling you guys about it and what I'm learning from the experience. I'm the lesson for you guys too, just as I'm the lesson for myself. And all of us are like that. Some of it's going to be on a social platform like this or a public platform somewhere, somehow, or it's going to be within our own communities, our own families, our own friend circles. Um, so your purpose is never, ever, ever small, even if you think so right now. So do the things, heal the shit and do the things, basically. So thank you, Matt. I love you. Yes, the big things are worth waiting for. And, we have this program. It's like the bigger the thing, the more effort it's going to take. That's a program. Not necessarily true. It is for this plane right now because collective believes that, and most of us believe that very deeply and inherently. Um, but it doesn't take more time, energy, or effort to manifest a big giant thing versus a tiny little minute, seemingly minute thing. So overcoming that program would be a good idea for all of us. I'm saying that about me too, because I have my own hindrances and things that I need to still learn and overcome and move through. So it's all a learning experience and it's all a teaching experience. I teach you guys, I learn from you guys, you teach me, you know, you teach others. I'm like, how am I going to make that connect? Where was I going with that again? Oh, this brain. 303. Nice. Well, does anyone have anything you want to add or anything you want to discuss? Because otherwise, I'm going to have to get off of here soon. I've got about 15 minutes, so got a little time. We're just over an hour in. Oh, yeah, I know you know, Katie, but whenever people make comments, it'll bring something up that I'm like, oh, that would be a good tidbit to expand on for others to learn. So that's how my brain works, you guys. I'm not like always calling you guys out and saying, anything about what you said, as in, yeah, not judging it, not correcting it, anything like that. Usually I'm expanding upon it, and sometimes that can be taken um, like I'm a know-it-all or something, but it's like, oh yeah, I want to expand on that idea because I know people watch that don't comment, and I know that they watch that don't react or anything like that. But if they're watching and they need some information and then it comes up in a comment, I want to expand on that so that others will get that information as well. So I know all of you guys pretty much um, are really good and knowledgeable and know a lot about this, but just in case anyone else is watching that might benefit from the information, that's why I expand on those comments. What was Anna's question? Did it not come through in Restream again? Because I didn't see. Let me see. I'm going to scroll up and see. The last thing I see from her is responding with a laughing emoji to you, Matt. Wait, okay. The souls that have left now. Is that the one we're talking about? Okay, I didn't see that one. The souls that have left now or about to leave. Are they leaving to help raise the frequency? I.e., they knew they weren't safe or weren't able to join in this time of ascension due to their lessons and frequency they're at. It will, in effect, raise the frequency, as these other frequencies are. It's like the light dimming is the energy that I'm seeing. So yeah, it will, as these lower frequencies are dimming and going elsewhere, it will just naturally raise the frequency because there's going to be a higher concentration of the higher frequencies than the lower ones. So yes, in effect, yes. But by the point where they're not able to exist here anymore, we're not really going to need the help with, that being gone. It's going to be more looking like residual energy, like when we do our shadow work and we've done the work, but we still have something kind of lingering, some residue, and then we'll have a trigger out of nowhere. We'll release it, we'll, heal it, integrate it, move through, and then we're past that. It doesn't manifest again. It's like the same logic applies. It's like the same model applies to this. It's just, a little different circumstances, but yeah, same idea. Hopefully that answered that for you. I don't say much, but I observe and listen. Yes, Patrick, I love that. And that's the divine feminine energy, is when you are observing and being open to really seeing what's going on, or hearing what's going on, seeing, observing. That is a very divine feminine energy, and that's wonderful to be in that energy, because you're open to receiving, you're open to seeing things clearly, you're open to receiving that divine guidance and wisdom, so that you can act whatever that looks like for you in the situation. You're welcome, Anna. I'm sorry I didn't see that. I honestly didn't. I think probably the comments were zooming by, but I didn't see it. So yeah, I'm glad Matt got my attention because I did not see that. I'm so sorry. Anything else you guys want to pick my higher self for about the shift or anything? I like this as much as you guys do. I'll have conversations with people and and they'll bring up ideas and concepts, or we'll be exploring ideas and concepts, and then this information floods in. I'm like, oh yeah, blah, 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 this is what it is. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. More female lifetimes than male. Yeah, so you're very practiced in the energy. Yeah, I actually know a lot of people like that, and I've had a lot of sessions, hypnosis sessions with friends and clients and things like that had that same experience. Yes, divine feminine. So yeah, being open to receive that, and then also being open to act on whatever you're receiving. I have learned many are talking about leaving now. Interesting. Like people talking about themselves leaving, or just a lot of people in general talking about others leaving, Wendy? I want to understand that. Oh, that was probably what it was, Anna. Yeah, I was hammering them scammers. I I had to set the video. I always forget that for some reason now, to set the video to only establish followers and friends being able to comment. So I'm gonna try to remember that. um, you know, moving forward. I didn't have my microphone on today either because I think I messed it up. So I'm probably gonna have to buy a new mic. Both. Oh, okay. Um, well, some people might sense that is, coming for them soon. That time is coming. But also, yeah, it's not surprising that others are talking about, because the frequencies are shifting, and you can see this in a really tangible way now, especially with the solar activity, the Schumann, all of the planetary alignments that are happening. It's setting the stage for all of this to pop off. So can anything enter your body while you're astral projecting? Reina, not anyone who is sovereign, who does their spiritual protections, who knows how to, care for themselves in spiritual realms. If you're just going, like a lot of people wanted to do an astral projection course because, hey, that sounds really cool. I want to do that, but they don't have any knowledge of spiritual realms. They don't have knowledge of their own energy to begin with. So I would say, and that's why I haven't produced my trance channeling course, because I still see that, like, we have a little bit of a lip to get over to make it really safe for me to release to a lot of people. But yes, it is a possibility if you don't know thyself, right? If you don't know how to protect yourself and guard yourself in those realms if you don't know what the realms are like and you're just wandering through not knowing, you know, who you're talking to or what place you're in and what function it serves. All of those things can be um, dangerous. And also you have to think of the frequency that people that don't know these things that I'm talking about, they're entering these astral realms at the frequency that they're at, which may be low, maybe not understanding, whatever it is. Okay. So they're going to automatically be taken to these realms, to these planes of existence that match the frequency they're vibing at. So, yeah, that can happen. But if you are knowledgeable of your spiritual protections, you are um, mindful of the frequency that you're vibing at all the time, then your dominant frequency, okay? If you are in union with your higher self, you know your higher self, you embody that energy, you have your spiritual discernment, then it's absolutely safe. It's not at all dangerous in that way. So it not dangerous at all. But yeah. So hopefully that answered your question. So yes, you can get some kind of attachment or something. It you can never override you, right? You're linked through the silver thread to your body. That's your vessel. But, you know, just like any kind of going into any kind of dabbling with spiritual practice when you don't know what you're doing, you can open the door for other things, especially if your frequency isn't, you know, higher, you know, vibrating higher than being a match to that kind of an experience. So always make sure that you're doing your work, your protections, make sure that you're moving through fears and you're transmuting all of that shit. Because if you're carrying any kind of fear of that happening and you go into that kind of thing, then you're basically opening the door and inviting that kind of thing to happen. So I would say um, astral projection is absolutely safe if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to first know thyself, get into alignment with your higher self, and have that discernment before you go dabbling in anything deeply spiritual like that. Good, thank you. I'm glad it answered your question. All right, well that burned up some time, so the time is approaching for me to have to go and pick up my children from school. If you match with low frequency, it's a crazy experience. Yeah. Yep. So always make sure that you're solid in yourself before you go attempting anything like that. But I love you guys so much. I will let you know what's in store for tomorrow's episode later on this evening, probably. So stay tuned for that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. So glad that we could, you know, have everyone here at a time that's more fitting for our across the ponders. So it's always nice to be able to sit in the soul soup with everybody for a while. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day, your evening, whatever time it is for you in this plane. All right. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is late podcast day. So Tuesday through Thursday is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And now it's 1 a.m. BST, British summertime. So thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow. And the ones that I won't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on replay. Mwah. Take